Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here of Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to installment number 3 of the overhaul of a Bolex P2. Would you believe this motor right here this morning just fell right out of my hands after about 30 seconds. Crazy, huh? And that's what they're supposed to do, except they're instantly supposed to fall out of your hands the moment that you remove the 3 screws on the turnkey side. Anyway, the motor is removed and I can start to work on that. So right now we'll put that over here, and it's these 3 screws that you probably remember from the overhaul of the D8L. I got to remove this crankshaft, remove the spring, clean it, and re-lube it. So let's get started on that. Okay, one thing I do want to point out, as you can see where my pencil eraser is, right down here. In this chassis of this Bolex P2, there is an indentation in it. Unlike the D8L, to where the teeth of this motor fit up under it. That is what was giving the problem. But if you wiggle it around just enough this way, it will finally come out. I did that for a lot yesterday and never had the magic touch. But this morning, after about 30 seconds, I did. But to those who don't know, I just want to show you this little indentation. Be ready for it. Alright? Moving forward. Okay, so next you want to take the chassis and move it, lift it straight up and move it off to the side. Our focus is on this piece of the crankshaft. There is here a spring that's wound around there. It needs to be removed and cleaned, and we remove it. So that grime on there, or that old oil, that's the problem, part of it. I also heard some other problems. Just pull it off. There's a spring ring on here too, and that will need to be cleaned. So here's what you're dealing with. These parts. Spring, round spring, and the plate. All clean, need to be relubed. Let's get going. Okay, so this ring spring, as you can see, has a lot of old oil, dust and dirt that's settled in. It's made it hard and crusty. I'm going to go around and scrape it off lightly with a screwdriver and use some light sandpaper. Then re-grease it. And do the same thing with the spring and that plate for the crankshaft. Let's get going. Cleaning. Continue the basic cleaning on the inside. All the way around and get out that old grease that has dirt and dust in it. Perform this procedure on both sides. If you need a more detailed function of this, refer to my series on the overhaul of the D8L. Let's continue. Okay, you're going to want to take this round spring, put it to the crankshaft, make sure that's secure. Next, take this spring, make sure you have the part with this bent, you can see it here, piece at the back wall. And start wrapping it around the crankshaft like so. Remember to grease this. Moving on. Next, the bent part of the spring that is sticking out right here. It will be inserted into the chassis of the Bolex in this little slot at the bottom. Make sure it's secure, flush, turn it over and look underneath. Alright, moving on. Okay, getting back to the P2 Bolex here. What I've done is I've started doing some work on the motor, and as I figured from a long time ago, the motor is bad. I originally bought this off of eBay, and when I got into it the first time, I could tell someone else had been into it previously. Maybe they didn't wind the motor down completely before they did repair on it and damaged it. Maybe they just put it together from parts. And this type of a thing, I could tell that someone else had definitely been into it. And this type of a thing, the counter on it, when I started filming on here, right where my thumb is, would only go down so far. Although the torque on the take-up reel is good. And since I've taken the motor out, done some work on that, I'm either going to replace it or rebuild it, whichever way. However, the work that I've done as far as in the crankshaft area, if you listen, very smooth. So that problem is resolved. It's all nice there. And the motor's a little sick, or a lot sick rather. So that's it for now. Got a lot of work to do on that motor, and in order to move forward, but we have time, and that's why you plan a long time in advance for these things. If you're going to buy these things off eBay, be rest assured you're generally going to have problems, and I was expecting that anyway. Alright, so Paul Morbid here with Morbid Team Entertainment, Bolex Repair Philippines. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel and put a like on the videos. Thanks a lot, and thank you for viewing part 3 of a Bolex P2 overhaul. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.